Hello and good morning, my beautiful Barça babies. It is time to wake up and Barça live Barcelona news coming right here from the Undefeated channel. Welcome to you all. If this is your first time finding us, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can be part of the conversation. In today's episode, where we're doing a little match recap, talking about the good, the bad, the Barça from our draw against Mallorca, putting us in third place. Ugh. Don't like to see that, but we do have redemption coming up. So we'll do a little match preview for Barcelona versus Sevilla. We'll go over Xavi's lineup to take on Sevilla. We'll talk about predictions in terms of the score line. We'll talk about whatever else comes up while we have a little bit of caffeine, get our day going, have some good conversation. That's what we do here on this channel. Again, if you're just finding us, subscribe, participate in the chat, ask your questions, give your opinions, connect with your fellow culés. This is your opportunity to meet some fellow Barcelona fans from around the world, have some good conversation, meet some folks that you wouldn't have been able to connect with. So go ahead and do so. And if you're watching on replay, leave some messages down in the comments. Love to see those afterwards. With that out of the way, my friends, let's kick things off the right way.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are now tuning in to the Undefeated Mustache John.
Okay, there we go. Sorry, just had to wipe down the camera over there on TikTok. And if you are watching on TikTok, welcome. Swipe over, click the link in the bio. That'll get you over to the Undefeated Mustache John YouTube channel, which is where these fine folks are. Drop a like as we get things going here. And as I mentioned, my friends, we are going to start things off with a little match review. Dropping points against Mallorca, 2-2. Not very pretty for the current champions, Barcelona, trying to hold on to that crown. For me, this was a step backwards. I know away from home, a point, it is what it is. For me, to answer the question in the title, this is 2 points dropped. Goals from Raphinha and Lopez saved us that 1 point at least. But you never want to see Barcelona going down 2-0 to a team like Mallorca. If we look at the... Well, I was going to take a look at the table. Hang on. Here we go. Now we look at the table. Barcelona down in third, but only 2 points behind Girona, of all clubs. I mean, Eric Garcia must be holding things down over there. Real Madrid in second with 18, and we're taking on Sevilla, who are down in 12th later today. Anyway, I digress. Let's get back to the... little match overview with Mallorca. If we take a look at some of the stats, very close in terms of shots and shots on target, both with 10, 5 for Mallorca on target, 4 for Barcelona. Possession wise, 70%, but Mallorca getting us on those counterattacks, taking advantage of our mistakes. 85% passing accuracy with only 584 passes. That is low for Barcelona. That might sound like a big number. It is low for Barcelona. We should be up in the 700s, 800s when things are clicking. 7 fouls compared to 19 for Mallorca, so it did get a little bit chippy out there. 1 red card to Mallorca, which was that after the match? That had to have been after the match. I don't even remember that happening. Anyway, 2 corners for Barcelona compared to Mallorca's 7. A little subtle detail there, but Barcelona not doing what they needed to do to get all 3 points. So we're going to do a little match recap in detail with the good, the bad, the Barça. We'll be discussing what was good, what was bad, what represented the badge for the Barça box, and of course we'll give out the mustache man of the match, which brings me to the poll that is live now. If you want to participate, you can vote for the mustache man of the match. I believe our options are Gavi. Let me look here. It is Gavi, Fermin Lopez, Raphinha, or no one not deserved. Currently, the stands are Gavi with 38%, 0 for Fermin Lopez, Raphinha on 31, and no one not deserved also on 31. If you got a different opinion, let me know in the chat, of course. I would love to hear it. Speaking of the chat, I'm going to turn to the chat. I'm going to say my hellos, but first, one more reminder. If you want the latest, greatest, coolest Barça merch, like this Pedri Potter t-shirt, check this out. Check this out. Bam, 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 bam. Pedri Potter, baby. He's got the magic wand and everything. Are you kidding me right now? The Harry Potter glasses, the magic wand, just controlling that ball like a magician. like a wizard. You're a wizard, Pedri. Anyway, if you want to get this design or others, you can check it out, BARCAmerch.com. Link is in the chat. Oh, and we got some new ones too. I got to show out for you. I'm excited for these ones. Check out these sweatshirts. Check out these sweatshirts, baby. Ooh, that's hot. You know that's hot. Look at that. $18.99 Barça football. It's sleek. It's cool. It's crisp. It's clean. Check that out for the fall season. And I got one more for you. We got one in white and we got one in black. Check that out, dude. Talk about sleek, subtle. Little retro vibes there. Little 1990s flavor to it. Another $18.99 design. You can get these sweatshirts right now. Or if you're looking at me, you're like, John, but what about that Pedri Potter shirt? That thing is dope. Where can I get that? Boom. It's here for you. You want it in navy? You want it in royal? Either way, dude, it's available for you. Looks great. Feels great. Super comfy. Super comfy. So check it out. BARCAmerch.com. Use code STASHSQUAD10 at checkout. Get yourself a 10% off discount just for hanging out with the Stash Squad. All right. BARCAmerch.com. With that out of the way, I'm going to turn the chat. I'm going to see how we're doing, how we're feeling. Initial reactions to the Mallorca draw. How are we feeling going into Sevilla? We'll do a little good, bad Barça. We'll do a little match preview. And then we'll get out of here. Because I'm going on vacation. So I forgot to mention that. No live today. Going on vacation again. This is my last one for a little bit. We'll see. I'm doing a lot of traveling. So no live, but we're here. So celebrate the times that we have together. Anyway, turning to the chat. We got Kudus in the house. How we doing, sir? My stash mod holding things down. Felipe says, what's up with the bribery charges? We'll touch on that towards the end. It's nonsense. It's almost not even worth talking about. I feel like we were fully investigated by FIFA and UEFA last year. The Negrira case, however you want words. We were cleared. Let it go. Let it go. You know what I'm saying? Anyway. We got Reflex Finance in the house. Says, love the shirt. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Check it out. BarcaMerch.com. We got Forza Barca in the house. Says, my MVP is Gavi. Okay. Get your vote in if you haven't done so already. Ahmed says, Ferran Torres was Fernando Torres Chelsea times. Ooh, yikes. Calm down. Jatine, how we doing? Welcome, welcome. Connor, how we doing, sir? Good morning to you. Good morning to you, Alex. Samuel Dona is here with us. Says Xavi has his work cut out for him, especially with our defense. Interesting point that you brought up there. And this is something I was going to share while we get into the match preview. So I'm jumping ahead a little bit, but I'll go ahead and share this anyway. Xavi has yet to have the same defensive back four in any one of his matches so far this season. If you take a look, none of these are the same back four. He's rotating. He's got to deal with some injuries, some knocks here and there. Joao Cancelo, of course, joined in a little bit later on in the season. But if you look at our matches in the Liga so far, you know what I'm saying? Last year, you had Araujo, Koundé, Christensen, Balde for 90% of the matches. We had that back line, baby. Consistency. You got to be able to have that chemistry. You got to be able to read your fellow defenders to know when to be assertive, when to drop back, when to cover, when to trust the one-on-one situation, right? So it takes time to gel. We are being more attacking, I'll say, more attack-minded now that we have a proper right wing back. We just got to recalibrate. We got to resettle a little bit, okay? So question for the chat, and this will, again, we'll kind of settle this when we get into a match preview, but what is your preferred back line right now? You got to give me four, unless you're telling me we're going to go with 3 center back formation. That means we're taking somebody away from the attacking or somebody out of the midfield. It doesn't, I don't know about that. So tell me your preferred back line. We'll use that while we get into some match preview information for Sevilla. But again, first, we're going to do probably just a real quick good, bad, and Barça, because I want to get into the match preview for Sevilla. Jatine says, will we be kicked out of the Champions League? I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen. It would be, I mean, could it happen? Yes. But I don't think we're going to be found guilty of anything. What I read of it, the headline was, we put money towards a company that the head of some referee association owned. It's not like we are directly feeding the pockets of referees that were refereeing our matches. So, like I said, I think we've been investigated and cleared, but whatever. Alex says, enjoy your vacation. Thank you very much, sir. I certainly plan to. Reflex says, Balde, Araujo, Kunde, and Cancelo is the preferred 4. I'm probably with you there. Probably with you on that one. Anyway, let's jump over and let's talk about the good, the bad, the Barça from our draw against Mallorca. Again, Barcelona having to come back in this one, down 2-0. There was some good, there was some bad. There was a little bit of Barça in there, and we do have a mustache man of the match to give out. So let's go ahead and dive in. Let's talk about first what was good about the match. Again, this is episode number 2 with the new graphics. So let me know what you think. We've got 3 boxes to give out for the good category this time around. Starting with Inigo Martinez. I know some of you are going to be like, John, get out of here. How are you going to give a defender one of the good boxes when we give up 2 goals like that? Well, I don't think it was his fault, 1. And 2, his passing was great. And 3, it's good that he got the start. It's good that we're giving Inigo some time. We're going to need him at some point in this season. Okay, it's a long year. La Liga, Copa del Rey, Supercopa, Champions League, international breaks, wear and tear on the other players. We're going to need Inigo. So it's good that we fit him in. It's good that he got some time. Like I said, his passing, quite good. So for that, I'm going to give him one of the good boxes, along with Joao Felix. Continues to impress. Again, don't fall in love with lone players. I know, but I'm loving the commitment. I'm loving the passion. I'm loving the leadership that I'm seeing from this young 23-year-old. Had a couple of chances go just wide of the mark, one off the post even. So a good performance, and again, continues to impress. I'm liking what I'm seeing from Joao Felix. The third and final good box goes to Lamine Yamal. Another player that I'm liking what I'm seeing. Hasn't fully shown what he can do, I would say, in with the final touch, the final pass, the final finish, but his setups are good. All right, he's beating defenders. He's confident. His first touch is one of the best in terms of putting his defender off tilt, making the opponent go a little bit in the wrong direction so that he can go where he wants to go with it. I'm liking what I'm seeing from Yamal. We'll talk about the penalty situation here in a moment, but so far, young kid coming on with high expectations, a lot of pressure, and he's putting in good performances. So for that, he does officially get the good box for his performance against Mallorca. Lamine Yamal getting the good box. Again, Inigo and Felix getting a shout out in that category as well. That moves us to what was bad about the match. And I don't like spending a lot of time here. So again, we're going to breeze through it, but I got to point some fingers, okay? Initially, I was looking at Araujo, but I've been picking on him quite a bit. And I think he just needs he needs another match or 2 to get settled in. That injury kind of put him off tilt a little bit. All right. So I'm giving him a pass, but it is worth mentioning. All right. So outside of Araujo, we do have 3 bad boxes to give out here, starting with Balde. Didn't like what I was seeing from Balde. Lack of creativity, lack of spark on that left-hand side. Typically, he's a headache. He's a continuous threat, particularly on those counterattacks. You give it to Balde, and he can burst through. He can stay wide. He can cut inside. We really weren't seeing much of that versus Mallorca. I think it put Barcelona a little bit off balance. I think it allowed Mallorca to push forward at times when maybe they wouldn't have if they were feeling more threatened by Balde on the attack. So wasn't terrible on the defensive side, but because he wasn't bringing his full game, gotta slide him in to the first bad box of today's review. Second one is no surprise. It's Ter Stegen. I watched that first goal 3, 4, 5 times trying to figure out who he was passing to. Was he passing to Romeu and Romeu just didn't read it and kept going inside when he should have stayed put? Was he passing to, who was it out there? Was it Felix or Gavi, might have been Gavi, further out on that left touchline, and it just went short. I couldn't figure it out. It didn't seem to make sense. So definitely a mistake from Ter Stegen on the first one, and arguably on the second one as well. Poor defending from Romeu to allow the initial header to be flicked on. And then also, like I said, picking on Araujo a little bit, a step behind in covering. But Ter Stegen caught in no man's land, where he didn't come out quick enough. And instead of staying back and working on cutting out the angle, he just got stuck in this nebulous place where it was easy to get past him. So definitely at fault for the first, probably at fault for the second. You got to say Balde, excuse me. Well, yes, Balde, but also Ter Stegen gets themselves a bad box. Now, the third and final one might come as a bit of a surprise, but I gotta do it. I gotta do it. Lamine Yamal with what I'm calling a dive. I know if you zoom in with your microscope, you can see that the defender's toe did touch Lamine Yamal's toe. I get it. In today's game, sometimes you'll get that call. What I'm saying is that it's bad because he is a youngster who is developing a reputation as a diver. He's gone down one too many times now when he's looking for it. Not that there isn't contact, but he's looking for the penalty. So in a very Neymar-esque way, he's building a reputation for himself where our opponents are going to start picking on him. You can see they're trying to deter it early on. The rest of that match, they're in Lamine Yamal's face. They're picking on him. You're going to see referees not giving him the benefit of the doubt. So for those reasons, for the look of it, as a supporter, I don't want to be justifying the diving, the rolling around. For the reputation and for the results, you should just get around the defender. Just get around the defender. For those reasons, Yamal, for the first time ever, gets a double box. Good and bad. Maybe. There we go. Delayed reveal there. But for the first time ever, Lamine Yamal is a player who gets both a good and a bad box. Good performance, bad on the diving, bad on the looking for the penalty. You got to knock that off, shake that out. No more of that. Speaking of shaking things off, talk about what was Barça about the match, what represented the badge, what was true to the Barça DNA. In this one, only got 2 boxes, unfortunately. Number 1 is Gavi. Loving the leadership, loving the mentality. We're hearing the messaging from Xavi and from others around the camp now to cool it on the yellow cards, cool it on the fouls. You don't have to be so aggressive in that manner. Take it down from a 12 to a 10. That's all. You're at a 12 right now. Take it down to a 10. Keep giving me performances like you're doing here. That's the best of Gavi. I'm loving what I'm seeing. So he's representing the badge. He's playing with creativity. He's playing with passion. He's playing without Pedri and without Frankie, and he's stepping up. So for that, he gets a Barça box. And then the next one shouldn't be a surprise. Fermin Lopez coming. He is a danger man. Let me just say that. He's got an eye for goal. He is going to be a little bit closer to an Ivan Rakitic than anything else. I think while you can compare Pedri and Gavi to Iniesta and Xavi in terms of their ball control, their vision, their way to control through the midfield, Fermin Lopez is much more attack focused. He's got a banger of a left foot. All right, was able to tuck this one in, of course. My point being, goal scorer. He's a goal scorer, and that is something that we don't quite have in the midfield just yet. Gundogan is going to find his goal-scoring boots. I have faith that Gavi and Pedri can get there, but Fermin Lopez today is a goal scorer and got the equalizer against Mallorca. So for that, gets himself a Barça box. That moves us on to the mustache man of the match. I know that this is going to be a little bit controversial because there was a big missed opportunity. But in his first start since getting a red card, he gets a goal, he gets an assist. You got to give it to Raphinha. Big boy doing big things. Talk about energy, talk about commitment, talk about passion, talk about playing for the badge. That's Raphinha. So it didn't get the results that we want. It's easy to shine a spotlight on that missed opportunity, the breakaway, but I'm focused on the positive. The goal, the assist, doing good things. So we've got Lamine Yamal in the good for his overall performance. We've got him in the bad for his now tendency to go down a little bit too easy. We've got Fermin Lopez in the Barça box representing the badge. And we've got Raphinha with the mustache man of the match. Let me know, of course, what you think. What did I get right? What did I get wrong? What would you change? Who's your mustache man of the match? Let me know while I burp. Let me know in the chat. We'll turn and keep the conversation going. If you're watching on replay, let me know down in the comments what your thoughts are. Would love to hear from you. I'm going to scroll through the chat here, see if I missed any comments. Jedi Trick, how we doing, sir? Felipe is with us as well. Says the game set mentality was bad. Yeah, we don't want to get in the habit of only responding once we're losing. We gotta pick things up here. SWS, how we doing, sir? Says what I like most about Raphinha is he will try and win the game. He's a match winner. He's got a strong mentality. I like it. Says he seems hungry to succeed. Couldn't agree more. Could not agree more. Appreciate the banter there, folks. Again, if you're watching on replay, let me know down in the comments what you're thinking. And if you're watching on TikTok, I appreciate you hanging out. Swipe over, click the link in the bio. That'll get you over to the Undefeated Mustache John YouTube channel. And then, of course, check out Barça merch for sweet gear like this. We got sweatshirts, we got t-shirts, we got tank tops. Check it out. I got 2 new sweatshirts on there, like I said. Stash Squad 10 at checkout for a 10% off discount. Boom. With that out of the way, shall we move on? A little match preview action. Sevilla up later today. No big surprises here in terms of who makes the match squad. Fermin Lopez and Lamine Yamal joining Astralaga as the Barça athletic players. Outside of that, no Pedri, no Frankie. We're going to talk about a starting 11. We're going to get into predictions. Again, if you're watching this on replay, let me know down in the comments what you're thinking. If you're watching this live, let's get into it. Let's build this starting 11. You know where it begins. The trusty Ter Stegen in the back. He's got to recover. Big mistakes in the match against Mallorca. He's got to get his head in the game. He's got to come back and show us a little bit of what we saw last season with the clean sheets. Not saying that he's drifted too far away from that, but a couple of mistakes against Mallorca, you got some making up to do. So I'd love to see it. In front of him, this is where I'll say the internet disagrees with me, but I'm going with what I'm going with. I was right against for the match against Mallorca. I'm sticking to my guns here. I think we're going Balde. I think we're going Cancelo. And that's where most of the internet thinks he's going to get rested right now. I disagree. I think this is an important match here. Cancelo, Koundé, Araujo. I think that's what we're going with. I know a lot of folks are saying it's going to be Cancelo rested, either Araujo or Koundé at right back, and slide in Christensen. I'll say maybe. I think that's what you're actually going to see against Porto on Wednesday. But we'll talk about that later on in the next episode. If we take a look at the midfield, again, no Pedri, no Frankie, which means we're going Romeu, we're going Gavi, we're going Gundogan. Off chance that Sergio Roberto gets a start. Off chance, I'll say. Eventually, he's going to get some playing time. He's going to be rotated in either at right back or in the midfield, preferably the midfield. Maybe this is that match. He knows Sevilla. Sevilla do not have a very pacey team, so maybe you can get away with it. This is what I'd like to see Xavi go with, though. For the front three, we, of course, get back to Lewandowski, getting things going from the start. We're going to see Felix. He'll get a rest eventually, but let's keep him going. I'm loving what I'm seeing from Felix, loving the energy, loving the chemistry that he's building with the rest of the team. And on the right-hand side, Ferran Torres, I think we're seeing he's better off the bench. Lamine Yamal, I think, still needs to be built up a bit. So, with all due respect to those players, we stick with raphinha. Great performance against Mallorca. I think he picks up where he left off there. I think we're going to see... I'm hoping the best of Barcelona, of course, minus Frankie and Pedri, which is why I'm wearing this Pedri Potter t-shirt, of course, in support of my main man there while he's recovering from injury. Got to get him back sooner rather than later. Anyway, I digress. I'm expecting big things from Barcelona. I'm expecting Sevilla to come out and play some football, not sit back defensively. And so for those reasons, I'm going to go... I'm going to go 4-1 to Barcelona. 4-1 Barça. I'm going to say Joao Felix gets a goal. I'm going to say Raphinha gets a goal. And I'm going to say 2 from Lewandowski. Big hesitation there, but it's coming right from the front 3. 1 from Felix, 2 from Lewandowski, 1 from Raphinha. Going to get goals in back-to-back matches. We'll slip up somewhere and give one up, maybe to... I don't know who we'd give it up to. I don't guess away goals. Not getting into it. 4-1 to Barcelona. Felix. Lewandowski double. Raphinha. 4-1. Victory for Barcelona. And then Real Madrid and Mallorca draw. And can we get top of the table if that happens? Let me see here. If we win, we'll be on 20 points. Girona would be on 20 points. Their goal differential, we would be up on goal differential. Because we haven't played head-to-head yet. So let's hope for a Girona Real Madrid draw, a Barcelona win, top of the table. I'm into it. Let me know your predictions. Let me know what you would go with for the starting 11. Again, if you're watching on replay, let me know down in the comments. I'm going to turn to the chat, see how we're feeling about this. Forza Barça says Fermin is a baller. Amen to that. Ahmed says 4-0 win. Gavi and Fermin get goals with a Lewandowski double. Okay. SWS says, Mr. John, do you watch the game live? Usually, yes. These midweek games are hard for me to do right now. I got a lot going on at work. I do have a day job. And then for this Friday match, I'm traveling. So won't be able to do the live for this one, but I should be able to at least get to where I'm going by kickoff. So we'll see about that. What else? Mohammed. No, this is not going to be our last match before we get banned. Get out of here. There's way too much money behind the Barcelona machine for that to happen. Yeah, I don't know all the details. I'm feeling very confident that we are not at fault and that we haven't done anything that other teams in Europe have done themselves. So, it says Girona trying to pull a Leicester 2016. Oh my goodness, good memories. Hopefully they don't do it, but good memories from Leicester, of course. Conte, Mahrez, Vardy. My goodness, come on, how could you forget it? And then, who was their defender? The big Jamaican center back. What was his name? I don't remember. San Curioso, good to see you, dude. Says Barca should start with a 5-2-3. I don't know about that. I don't know about all that. I think we stick with a 4-3-3. Maybe we shake things up a little bit. Maybe we do see Cancelo start on the bench. Maybe it's Araujo out wide with Koundé right here, and we get Christensen right here. Maybe that happens, right? I think we've seen the end of Koundé at right back, barring injuries. Knock on wood. Maybe we get a little bit of that. I would say that's a possibility. I don't think Ferran Torres starts. I don't think Lamine starts. And I would say if we go with this back line, I don't see Roberto playing. If Cancelo plays, I could see. Let's play with that a little bit. Let's say we go back to our originally predicted back line here of this, and let's just say maybe Romeu, who really did not have a good match last time, maybe he gets replaced by Roberto. And you see Joao Cancelo come in and pinch in next to Roberto when we're on the ball, right? And then this becomes more of a back three, like that. He pushes up, and we get a little something like that. That's a possibility too. So Romeu and Cancelo, maybe the two that are in flux there that could be rested. Not sure. We'll see. We will see. And we're actually not too far. We are about 4 hours from kickoff, and I got to get going. So, again, I appreciate you hanging out with me one more time. Hop on over to BARCAmerch.com. Get yourself this Pedri Potter t-shirt. I don't know. Maybe the more t-shirts you buy, the quicker Pedri's going to get recovered. I don't know. I don't know if that's connected. Knock on wood. But it could be. You never know. Being silly, of course. Stash Squad 10 at checkout. Shout out to my stash mods. Kudos, thanks for hanging out. All the other ones, Kyle, Harry, Steve, Ayush, of course. Appreciate y'all holding things down offline. That's about it. We're just kind of rambling at this point. So I'm going to hop off. I appreciate everybody hanging out. Visca Barça. Hopefully we get a win versus Sevilla. Girona and Real Madrid draw. I'll catch you on Monday for another episode of Wake Up in Barça. We'll do a little match review, see what else comes up. Until then, go out there and do good things, lots of positive interactions, high fives and hugs for whoever wants them. I love you all very much.